Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. So, thank you. Good evening. So, Congressman John Lewis, before his passing, wrote, "Democracy is not a state, it is an act." And what he meant was that America's democracy is not guaranteed. It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. To guard it and never take it for granted. And protecting our democracy takes struggle, it takes sacrifice, but there is joy in it, and there is progress, because we, the people, have the power to build a better future. And when our very democracy was on the ballot in this election, with the very soul of America at stake.
I love that
and
it's like you gotta grovel and beg and fight in the dirt for democracy.
A new day for America. To our campaign staff and volunteers, this extraordinary team, thank you for bringing more people than ever before into the democratic process. And for making this victory possible. To the poll workers and election officials across our country who have worked tirelessly to make sure every vote is counted, our nation owes you a debt of gratitude. You have protected the integrity of our democracy. And to the American people who make up our beautiful country, thank you for turning out in record numbers to make your voices heard.
Yeah, grovel and fight for your own country.
And I know times have been challenging, especially the last several
months. Almost like an admission that there's something wrong with the fundamental
and pain,
with the fundamentals of our own democracy.
And
if we have to grovel and beg to keep it in place.
But we have also witnessed your courage, your resilience, and the generosity of your spirit. For 4 years, you marched and organized for equality and justice, for our lives and for our planet. And then you voted. And you delivered a clear message. You chose hope and unity, decency, science, and yes, truth. You chose Joe Biden as the next president of the United States of America. And Joe is a healer, a uniter, a tested and steady hand, a person whose own experience of loss gives him a sense of purpose that will help us as a nation reclaim our own sense of purpose. And a man with a big heart who loves with abandon. It's his love for Jill, who will be an incredible First Lady. It's his love for Hunter and Ashley and his grandchildren and the entire Biden family. And while I first knew Joe as vice president, I really got to know him as the father who loved Bo, my dear friend who we remember here today. And to my husband, Doug, and our children, Cole and Ella, and my sister, Maya,
Healthcare,
and
please.
our whole family. I love you all more
Healthcare,
than
please.
I can ever express. We are so grateful to Joe and Jill for welcoming our family into theirs on this incredible journey. And to the woman most responsible for my presence here today, my mother, Kamala Harris, who is always in our hearts. When she came here from India at the age of 19, she maybe didn't quite imagine this moment, but she believed so deeply in an America where a moment like this is possible. And so I am thinking about her and about the generations of women, Black women, Asian, white, Latina, Native American women who throughout our nation's history have paved the way for this moment tonight. Women who fought and sacrificed so much for equality and liberty and justice for all, including the Black women who are too often overlooked, but so often
Swing
prove
John, thank you for
they are the
resubscribing 3 months in a row.
of our democracy. All the women who have worked to secure and protect the right to vote for over a century, 100 years ago with the 19th Amendment, 55 years ago with the Voting Rights Act, and now in 2020 with a new generation of women in our country who cast their ballots and continued the fight for their fundamental right to vote and be heard. Tonight, I reflect on their struggle, their determination, and the strength of their vision to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And I stand on their shoulders. And what a testament it is to Joe's character that he had the audacity to break one of the most substantial barriers that exists in our country and select a woman as his vice president.
Oh, shut the fuck up! He didn't do it. He did it to help score political points. Because he has such a bad history with women. Oh, please, for
But
fuck's
while
sake.
I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
Yeah.
Because every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a country of possibilities.
Why is Amy in chat
And
acting
to
like
the
he's gonna vote
children
for her?
of
No,
our
I
country,
did.
regardless of your gender, our country has sent you a clear message. Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before. But know that we will applaud you every step of the way. And to the American people, no matter who you voted for, I will strive to be a vice president like Joe was to President Obama, loyal, honest, and prepared, waking up every day thinking of you and your family. Because now is when the real work begins, the hard work, the necessary work, the good work, the essential work to save lives and beat this epidemic, to rebuild our economy so it works for working people, to root out systemic racism in our justice system and society, to combat the climate crisis, to unite our country and heal the soul of our nation.
No better way to prove that than continuing to undermine the movement
And the road ahead
to end
will
police
not be
brutality.
easy.
And going so far to
But
say that you would
America
fund
is ready.
police, not defund
And so
police.
are Joe and I.
Oh, it's just so performative. I know it's what you're supposed to say whenever you're newly elected president-elect or vice
We
president.
have elected a president who represents the best in us, a leader the world will respect and our children will look up to.
Excuse me, to be honest, let me mute this real quick. I said that I was celebrating Trump's departure. Never once did I say that I would jump for joy whenever Joe Biden won. I would breathe a sigh of relief because we got the dang Cheeto out of the White House. I can be both happy that I can be both happy that Donald Trump is no longer going to be in the White House, but also, not so enthusiastic about Joe Biden, or Joe Biden administration. Why is he jogging? Why is he jogging? What is he doing? What is this WWE intro? Hey, look, if he can't fool us that he's mentally fit, at least he can fool us into thinking he's physically fit, all right? It's probably the least that he can do.
My fellow Americans, and the people who brought me the dance, Delawareans. I see my buddy Senator Tom Carper down there, and I think Senator Coons is there, and I think the governor's around. And is that Ruth Ann? And that former Governor Ruth Ann Minner. Most importantly, my sisters-in-law, my sister Valerie. Anyway.
And the love of my life, my real sister.
The people of this nation have spoken.
Thank you, Helen.
They've delivered us a
World,
clear
I'm
victory,
here.
a convincing victory, a victory for we the people. We've won with the most votes ever cast on a presidential ticket in the history of the nation. 74 million. What I must admit has surprised me. Tonight, we're seeing all over this nation, all cities and all parts of the country, indeed across the world, an outpouring of joy, of hope, renewed faith in tomorrow, bring a better day. And I'm humbled by the trust and confidence you've placed in me. I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify. Who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States.
We only fight the commies, goddammit.
And work with all my heart, with the confidence of the whole people, to win the confidence of all of you. And for that is what America, I believe, is about. It's about people. And that's what our administration will be all about. I sought this office to restore the soul of America, to rebuild the backbone of this nation, the middle class, and to make America respected around the world again. And to unite us here at home. It's the honor of my lifetime that so many millions of Americans have voted for that vision. And now, the work of making that vision is real. It's a task, the task of our time. Folks, as I said many times before, I'm Jill's husband. And I would not be here without her love and tireless support of Jill and my son Hunter and Ashley, my daughter, and all our grandchildren and their spouses and all our family. They're my heart. Jill's a mom, a military mom, an educator. She has dedicated her life to education. But teaching isn't just what she does, it's who she is. For American educators, this is a great day for y'all.
Why?
You're gonna have one of your own in the White House. And Jill's gonna make a great first lady. I'm so proud of her.
Oh, this is spoiler? Maybe Jill is getting that Secretary of Education cabinet position.
Well, I'll have the honor of serving with the fantastic Vice President who you just heard from, Kamala Harris, who makes history as the first woman, first black woman, the first woman from South Asian descent, the first daughter of an immigrant ever elected in this country. Don't tell me it's not possible in the United States. It's long overdue. And we're reminded tonight of those who fought so hard for so many years to make this happen. But once again, America's bent the arc of the moral universe more toward justice. Kamala, Doug,
Joe Biden looks angry because he has a hard time keeping his face affixed and reading from a prompter.
All those of you who volunteered and worked the polls in the middle of this pandemic.
That's why he looks like he's in pain.
Local
Because he
elected
has a hard time
officials,
doing two things
you
at once.
deserve a special thanks from the entire nation. And to my campaign team and all the volunteers and all who gave so much of themselves to make this moment possible, I owe you. I owe you. I owe you everything. And to all those who supported us, I'm proud of the campaign we built and ran. I'm proud of the coalition we put together, the broadest and most diverse coalition in history. Democrats, Republicans, independents, progressives, moderates, conservatives, young, old, urban, suburban, rural, gay, straight, transgender, white, Latino, Asian, Native American. I mean it, especially those moments, and especially for those moments when this campaign was at its lowest ebb. The African-American community stood up again for me. You've always had my back, and I'll have yours. I said at the outset, I wanted to represent this campaign to represent and look like America. We've done that. Now that's what the administration will look like.
African Americans came out in support of me after I said, if Dave, you don't support me, you ain't
I
black.
understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself. But now, let's give each other a chance. It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. They're Americans. The Bible tells us, to everything there is a season, a time to build, a time to reap and a time to sow, and a time to heal.
American fascists are still
America.
fascists, Joe.
Now this campaign is over. What is the will of the people? What is our mandate? I believe it's this. Americans have called upon us to marshal the forces of decency, the forces of fairness, to marshal the forces of science and the forces of hope in the great battles of our time. The battle to control the virus, the battle to build prosperity, the battle to secure your family's health care, the battle to achieve racial justice and root out systemic racism in this country. And the battle to save our planet by getting climate under control. The battle to restore decency, defend democracy, and give everybody in this country a fair shot. That's all they're asking for, a fair shot. Folks, our work begins with getting COVID under control. We cannot repair the economy, restore our vitality, or relish life's most precious moments hugging our grandchildren, our children, our birthdays, weddings, graduations, all the moments that matter most to us until we get it under
Climate's out
control.
of control, folks.
On Monday, I will name a group of leading scientists and experts as transition advisors to help take the Biden-Harris COVID plan and convert it into an action blueprint that will start on January the 20th, 2021. That plan will be built on bedrock science. It will be constructed out of compassion, empathy, and concern. I will spare no effort, none, or any commitment to turn around this pandemic. Folks, I'm a proud Democrat, but I will govern as an American president. I'll work as hard for those who didn't vote for me as those who did. Let this grim era of demonization in America begin to end here and now. The refusal of Democrats
Joe's starting
and
to buffer.
Republicans to cooperate with one another.
That didn't take
it's
long.
not some mysterious force beyond our control. It's a decision, a choice we make. And if we can decide not to cooperate, then we can decide to cooperate. And I believe that this is part of the mandate given to us from the American people. They want us to cooperate in their interest. And that's the choice I'll make. And I'll call on Congress, Democrats and Republicans alike, to make that choice with me. The American story is about slowly
We're never gonna learn. Like immediately, I'm regretting my decision.
No mistake,
I'm already regretting my fucking
dreams
decision.
have been deferred for too long. We must make the promises of the country real for everybody, no matter their race, their ethnicity, their
I'm obviously
faith,
kidding.
their identity,
Everyone is.
or their disability. Folks, America has always been
It's not
shaped
making
by
any
inflection
sense.
points, by moments in time where we've made hard decisions about who we are and what we want to
precisely, making
be.
whole. Cabinet brought to you by Wells
Lincoln
Fargo and
in
Halliburton.
1860, coming to save the Union. FDR in 1932, promising a beleaguered country a new deal. JFK in 1960, pledging a new frontier. And 12 years ago, when Barack Obama made history, he told us, yes, we can. Well, folks, we stand at an inflection point. We have an opportunity to defeat despair, to build a nation of prosperity and purpose. We can do it. I know we can. I've long talked about the battle for the soul of America. We must restore the soul of America. Our nation is shaped by the constant battle between our better angels and our darkest impulses. And what presidents say in this battle matters. It's time for our better angels to prevail. Tonight, the whole world is watching America. And I believe at our best, America is a beacon for the globe. We will not lead. We will lead not only by the
There's
example
literally
of our
nothing
power,
angelic about
but by
the Democratic
power
Party.
of our
at this
example.
point. I mean,
I've always believed, many of you heard me say it, I've always believed we can define America in one word.
any
Possibilities. That in America, everyone should be given an opportunity to go as far as their dreams and God-given ability will take them. You see, I believe in the possibilities of this country. We're always looking ahead to an America that's freer and more just. Ahead to an America
the neoliberal
that creates
rhetoric,
jobs
too, is
with
driving me up
dignity
the
and
fucking
respect. Ahead of America that cures diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's. Ahead to an America that never leaves anyone behind.
Yeah.
Ahead
Please
of
R&D
America
on
that never
Alzheimer's. I'm
gives
begging you.
up, never gives in. This is a great nation. It's always been a bad bet to bet against America. We're good people, This is the United States of America. And there's never been anything we've been not able to do when we've done it together. Folks, in the last days of the campaign, I began thinking about a hymn that means a lot to me and my family, particularly my deceased son, Bo. It captures the faith that sustains me, which I believe sustains America. And I hope it can provide some comfort and solace to 230,000 Americans who've lost a loved one to this terrible virus this year. My heart goes out to each and every one of you. Hopefully this hymn gives you solace as well.
God,
it goes like this.
He's gonna start singing.
And he will raise you up on eagle's wings, bear you on the breath of dawn, and make you to shine like the sun, and hold you in the palm of his hand. And now together, on eagle's wings, we embark on the work that God and history have called upon us to do, with full hearts and steady hands, with faith in America and in each other, with love of country, a thirst for justice. Let us be the nation that we know we can be, a nation united, a nation strengthened, a nation healed. The United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, there's never, been anything we've tried we've not been able to do. So remember,
except for give us health care,
my grandpapa,
and a Green New Deal,
I walked out of his
and
home
homes guarantee,
when I was a kid up in Scranton. He said,
and,
Joey,
and eliminate
keep
student
the
debt.
faith.
But everything
and
else,
our grandmother, when she was alive, she yelled, "No, Joey."
Those are the
Spread
things
it.
we can't do for this nation.
Spread the faith. God love you all. May God bless America, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We're so fucked. Oh,
President-elect
God damn it.
Joe Biden making his
God. He
address
just sounds like
after being projected
like an
as
old,
the next
angry
president of the
fucking
United
grandpa
States
who,
is
like,
at the Chase Center
you know,
in
maybe he's starting to
Wilmington,
realize,
Delaware,
oh, fuck, I'm the
as we
president
have
now.
seen along the way in his campaign.
Honestly,
a
the speech, if it's
tailgate-style
anything, like
event.
indicative of like what's in store, like holy shit. No, hey, Joe Biden, listen, even though you yell with your old grandpa voice does not mean that you are instilling faith or inspiring anyone or in making anyone feel any more enthusiastic. Like, I felt nothing. What about you, chat? Just like doubling down on your promises to not do anything is what you did in that speech. God protect our troops, and I'm going to send off to war. Yeah. I like a few things he said. Okay, so the fact that he is planning to assemble a team of scientists to start preparing for policies that he will implement as soon as he is sworn into office to address COVID-19, that is good. But that's what we are expecting. All right, we have some expectations, right, with how we want to see Joe Biden. Or we expect what we expect to see Joe Biden do in his response to COVID-19, understanding that he is inheriting a fucking shitstorm. All right, 250,000 people are dead. We are seeing record-breaking cases every single day this week. So I'm not saying that it's an easy feat to become the president during a massive global pandemic and a public health crisis here in this country. And that is good news. We expect that. Whenever Joe Biden says we're going to control the climate, knowing that he does not have any intention on banning fracking, what really does that do for us? It just means that he is providing us with empty platitudes, right? Whenever he says we have a chance to build back better, right? Using his famous tagline from the general election, knowing that he has outright stated he does not plan to move forward with any progressive policies that the American public favor, right? The Democratic Party wants to see Medicare for all. We want a Green New Deal. But he has outright refused to even consider the implementation of these policies because he is too interested in balancing the budget. He is a deficit hawk behind closed doors, and he's going to be a deficit hawk sooner rather than later, I'm sure, whenever he takes office. Yes, it's good that he is going to probably keep his promise to assemble a team of scientists and medical care professionals to address COVID-19. Good. He'll probably impose some sort of federal mandate on mask wearing and social distancing, which is good too. That's good. But again, we expect this from Joe Biden. He has made this promise on the campaign trail. I will listen to the scientists. I will try to impose, right, from a federal level, the best way forward to combat COVID-19, to mitigate the spread any further, to eliminate the deaths to the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. They're doing a fireworks show now? Oh shit. We don't want to miss
try
that
to
now,
limit
do we?
social distancing in this era of